Morning children, this is Vedugopal from Little Hearts Publications with English Book 3, Lesson 1, Cinderella. It's an interesting story about a girl. Before we go into the details of the story, let us assess ourselves what exactly we know about some things which are given there at the beginning of the lesson under formative assessment. Have you heard about any girl or boy who is ill-treated by his or her parents or stepmother? Have you heard about ball dance? How is it performed? How do you help your parents? We have to know the answers for these questions, and then only we can understand the story better. We all know that generally sometimes some parents ill-treat or treat their children very badly. Not necessarily by the parents, a stepmother. Who is called a stepmother? A stepmother is a woman who is married by a man after his other wife had died or had gone. She is called stepmother. So, sometimes that means when that stepmother gives birth to her own children, she starts ill-treating the children of the first wife of that man. Generally, this happens there with the stepmother. She always treats the children of the other woman who was married to her husband earlier but who was no more there, and she starts ill-treating that girl or boy of that first woman once children are born to her. And also, have you heard about ball dance? Ball dance, we will show you a video at the end. There we can understand the meaning of ball dance. How is it performed also we will be knowing then. Then, do you help your parents? In what ways? How do you help your parents? These are the things that we should know before we start discussing the story. Going into the story, we form an idea about all these things. Let us begin the story now, children. Carefully listen to the story. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful, sweet young girl who was very unhappy. Her mother had died and her father had married another woman. Unfortunately, her stepmother and her two stepsisters did not like her one bit. While her stepsisters had all the comforts of life, the poor girl was treated like a servant. She had to work hard all day, and only when evening came, she was allowed to sit for a while by the fire near the cinders. That is how she got her nickname Cinderella. Cinderella used to spend long hours all alone talking to the cats. The cat would say meow, which really meant cheer up. You have something neither of your stepsisters have, and that is beauty. Now, children, you understand from these first two paragraphs about whom we are going to talk in this story. There was a beautiful, sweet young girl long back, once upon a time. She was beautiful, she was sweet young girl, but she was very unhappy. Why? Her mother had died and her father had married another woman. Now, when her father had married another woman, that woman becomes the stepmother of this Cinderella, this girl. Because this beautiful girl's mother had died. Her father had married another woman, and that woman is the stepmother of this beautiful, sweet young girl. Unfortunately, her stepmother and her two stepsisters did not like her one bit. Obviously, naturally, or unfortunately for the girl, neither her stepmother nor her stepsisters liked her at all. While her stepsisters had all the comforts of life, her stepsisters means the daughters born to this another woman that her father had married, those stepsisters had all the comforts of life. Every luxuries of life were given to her. But this poor girl was treated like a servant. Who is that poor girl here? The girl, the beautiful, sweet young girl that we were talking about at the beginning. That poor girl was treated like a servant. Here, poor does not mean poor in riches. No. Here, poor means unfortunate. This unfortunate girl was treated like a servant by both her stepmother and her stepsisters. She had to work hard all day, and only when evening came, she was allowed to sit for a while by the fire near the cinders. Total day she had to work, and only when evening came, she was allowed to sit for a while by the fire, because it is cold country. It's always cold there in that particular country where she used to live. Total day she had to work, while her stepmother and stepsisters used to enjoy sitting there and enjoying their free time. This girl had to do all the household works. By the evening only she was allowed to sit by the fire near the cinders. What are called cinders? What do you mean by cinders? You can see that there, the residue of coal means the coal with no flames but still burning. Means live burning particles of coal. Burning particles of coal which do not have flames but they still burn. They are called cinders. Because she used to sit like that by the fire near the cinders, she got her nickname Cinderella. Now you understand, children, how she got her nickname Cinderella? Yes, she used to sit by the cinders by the evening. Only at that time she was allowed to sit by the fire. But there were not any flames, only some burning coal particles. From that little heat that was generated from those little cinders, she used to protect herself from the cold. Because of that reason, she got this nickname Cinderella. Cinderella used to spend long hours all alone talking to the cat. Like that, after completing all the household works, she used to spend long hours all alone, because she was not allowed to mingle freely with her stepmother or her stepsisters. So she used to talk to her cat. The cat would say meow, which really meant cheer up. Cheer up means be happy, my dear girl, my dear Cinderella. That cat would say meow only, it could not talk. And whenever she said meow, that means cheer up. Cinderella, you be happy. You have something neither of your stepsisters have, and that is beauty. You need not worry, my dear Cinderella. You have some quality which neither of your sisters, means whichever of the sisters that you have, the stepsisters have, they don't have that some quality, and that is beauty. That means you have that beauty which your stepsisters do not have. So you need not worry, cheer up. It was quite true. What was quite true? She was really beautiful. Cinderella was really much more beautiful than her stepsisters. Cinderella, even dressed in rags and with a dusty grey face from the cinders, was a lovely girl. Even if she was dressed in rags means old and worn clothes. Sometimes old and torn clothes she used to wear. Even when she was dressed in rags and with a dusty grey face, why she used to get a dusty grey face? Because she always used to sit by the cinders. And that ash used to come there and fall on her face, because of which her face had become grey, but still she was a lovely girl. While her stepsisters, no matter how splendid and elegant their clothes, were clumsy, lumpy, and ugly. While her stepsisters, of course, they always used to dress themselves in very elegant clothes, very graceful clothes, splendid clothes, striking clothes. They were very graceful in appearance. The clothes that her stepsisters used to appear very elegant. But those girls, means her stepsisters, were clumsy, means very awkward in shape or movement. And lumpy means shapeless. They were shapeless girls. And so they all look very ugly. One day, beautiful new dresses were delivered to the house. One day what happened? Some beautiful new dresses were delivered to the house of Cinderella. Means somebody came and gave those beautiful new dresses into the house of this girl. A ball was to be held at court, and stepsisters were getting ready to go to it. A ball dance, you know, you can see in page number 7, you can see the picture there, ball dance that will be showing there. A ball is nothing but not the ball that you play with. Here ball is a kind of dance. So at the royal court, at the king's court, a ball dance was going to be held, and her stepsisters were getting ready to go to it. Her stepsisters were getting ready to go to the ball. Cinderella didn't even dare to ask. Cinderella also was very much interested in going and performing the ball, but she did not even dare to ask her sisters or stepmother, "What about me?" She wanted to ask, but she did not dare to ask. She did not have the courage to ask her mother or the stepsisters. What did she want to ask? What about me? For means because. Here for means because. She knew very well what the answer would be. Even if she asked that question, she knew what answer she would get from her stepmother and stepsisters. You are staying at home to wash the dishes and scrub the floors. What was the answer that she would be getting if she asked that question, "What about me?" This is the answer. You Cinderella, you are going to stay at home to wash the dishes and scrub the floor, mop the floor, wash the dishes. You stay home. We will be going to the ball at the court, and you stay back here at home, wash the dishes and scrub the floors. Oh dear, I am so unhappy. Cinderella sighed to the cat, and she turned to her cat now. Oh dear, I am so unhappy. See, my stepmother and my sisters went there to the ball. She was very happy, sighed. What's the meaning of sighing? Letting out a deep breath in disappointment. That's what is called sighing. She sighed to the cat. Means she let out a deep breath and said to the cat, "Oh dear, I am so unhappy." Suddenly something amazing happened. Something amazing, something greatly surprising thing happened there. There was a burst of light and a fairy appeared. What happened there? There was a burst of light. As you might have seen in the movies, there was a sudden burst of light out of which a fairy, an angel-like girl, woman appeared. Who is called a fairy? An imaginary human form believed to possess magical powers. An imaginary human form, it's not real, it's only imaginary human form which possesses some magical powers. That is called a fairy, and that fairy appeared now in front of this girl. Don't be alarmed, Cinderella, said the fairy. The wind blew me your sighs. I know you would love to go to the ball, and so you shall. And what did the fairy say to this girl, Cinderella? Don't be alarmed, Cinderella. Don't be worried. The wind blew me your sighs. When you are sighing to the cat, when you are letting out deep breaths in disappointment, the wind blew those sighs to me. I heard you are sighing. And I know you would love to go to the ball, isn't it? I know you also would love to go to the ball, and so you shall. Yes, of course, you are going to the ball. How can I? Dressed in rags, Cinderella replied. How can I go to the ball, fairy? I am dressed in rags now. I don't have beautiful clothes, and I will not be allowed if I go to the ball in rags. The fairy smiled. With a flick of her magic wand, Cinderella found herself wearing a beautiful ball gown. A flick of her magic wand. She has a magic stick in her hand. She flicked like this, and immediately Cinderella found herself in a beautiful ball gown. Her rags were turned into a beautiful ball gown. Now, said the fairy, we will need to get you a coach. A real lady would never go to a ball on foot. After that fairy continued like this. See, my dear girl, we will need to get you a coach now. Means something, a horse-drawn coach or a cart driven by horses, you need now to go to the ball, because a real lady would never go to a ball on foot. Now you are a real lady, you are dressed in a beautiful gown, and nobody would expect that a real lady would go to the ball on foot. So you need a coach to drive you to the court there to perform in the ball. Coach is nothing but a horse-drawn carriage. Quick, get me a pumpkin, she ordered. And immediately she ordered that girl, Cinderella, immediately go and get me a pumpkin. You know pumpkin? It's the name of a vegetable. Pumpkin. Oh, of course, said Cinderella, rushing away. Then the fairy turned to the cat and said, immediately Cinderella rushed away to get a pumpkin. Now the fairy turned to the cat and said, you bring me 7 mice. Bring me 7 mice. I told you in the previous class, mice is the plural form of mouse. You bring me 7 mice. Cinderella soon returned with a fine pumpkin, and the cat with the 7 mice he had caught in the cellar. In the meanwhile, Cinderella came back with a fine pumpkin, and the cat also came back with the 7 mice he had caught as ordered by the fairy. Good, exclaimed the fairy. With a flick of her magic wand, the pumpkin turned into a sparkling coach, and the mice became 6 white horses, while the 7th mouse turned into a coachman. Cinderella could hardly believe her eyes. The fairy exclaimed in a wonderful voice, "Okay, my dear Cinderella, good, you have done a good thing." And she also congratulated the cat for bringing the 7 mice with a flick of her magic wand like this. The pumpkin turned into a sparkling coach, a shining coach, and the 6 out of the 7 mice became 6 horses, white horses. The 7th mouse turned into a coachman, because there must be one person who to drive the coach all the way to the court where the ball was going to be held. Seeing all this, Cinderella could hardly believe her eyes. What do you mean by hardly? Not, almost not. She could hardly believe her eyes means she could almost not believe her eyes. What was happening there? Was it really true? She could not believe. You are now ready to go to the ball. The prince will be enchanted by your loveliness. Now, my dear Cinderella, you are ready. You can go to the ball now. The prince who has organized this ball will be enchanted, very greatly charmed or attracted by your loveliness and beauty. But remember, you must leave at midnight. What is midnight? 12 o'clock at night is midnight. "12 at night" is called midnight. Means once it crosses this time, the next day begins after 12 o'clock in the night. That is called midnight. You must remember, Cinderella, you have to leave the ball exactly at 12 o'clock in the night. That is when the spell ends. This magic spell of your lovely ball gown, this coach, the coachman, all the magic spell will end. Your coach will turn back into pumpkin, and the horses and the coachman will become mice again. Your coach will turn back into pumpkin, and the horse and coachman will become mice again. And you will be dressed once again in rags and wearing clogs instead of these dainty slippers. Do you understand? She cautioned. Now the fairy was cautioning, giving some hints to the girl Cinderella that the magic spell would end at 12 o'clock in the night, so she must leave the ball by 12 o'clock. Otherwise, your coach will turn back into pumpkin. You know, remember children, earlier the pumpkin was turned into a coach, and the cat brought 7 mice, out of which 6 were turned into white horses. The 7th mouse was turned into the coachman. All these will become the natural things again. That means coach will turn back into pumpkin, and the horses and coachman will become mice again. And you will be dressed in rags once again. And wearing clogs means instead of these dainty slippers, these pretty and delicately made slippers, you will be wearing just shoes with thick wooden bottom soles. Sole means bottom of the shoe or a slipper. That's what is. So they are called clogs. Shoes with thick wooden soles are called clogs. And dainty slippers means pretty and delicately made slippers. Do you understand? Cinderella smiled and said, "Yes, I understand." When Cinderella entered the ballroom at the palace, hush fell. Hush means silence. The moment Cinderella entered the ball room at the palace of the king, everything became silent. Why? Everyone stopped to admire her elegance, her beauty and grace. because everybody was so attracted by her beauty, her elegance. Elegance means her appearance, her beauty, and her grace. And everybody stopped their dance and started admiring this girl. Who can that be? People asked each other. And those who were already there at the ballroom, they were asking each other, who can this girl be? Even the two stepsisters would never have guessed that the beautiful girl was really poor Cinderella. Even the two stepsisters and their stepmother could not recognize her. They would never have guessed that the beautiful girl was really poor Cinderella. When the prince set eyes on Cinderella, he walked over to her, bowed deeply, and asked her to dance. In fact, he danced with Cinderella all evening. When the prince set eyes on Cinderella, means when the prince means the son of a king. When the prince set his eyes on Cinderella, he walked over to her, bowed deeply like this. Bowed means bend low in respect, and asked her to dance. In fact, he danced with Cinderella all evening. He did not dance with any other girl. He danced all the evening with Cinderella only. Who are you, fair maiden? Who are you, fair maiden? Fair means beautiful. Maiden means a young unmarried girl. A young unmarried girl is called a maiden. Who are you, fair maiden? Oh, beautiful lady, who are you? The prince kept asking her. Means the prince continued to ask her throughout the evening as he danced with her. But Cinderella only replied, what does it matter who I am? You will never see me again in any way. But what was the answer she was giving throughout for his question? See, my dear prince, what does it matter who I am? Whoever I am, you will not be able to see me again after some time. And why should I say who I am? Oh, but I shall. I am quite certain, he replied. But the prince was saying, I shall see you again anyway. I am quite certain about that. Cinderella had a wonderful time at the ball. But all of a sudden, she heard the sound of a clock, the first stroke of midnight. Means 12 o'clock. That means the clock will strike 12 times. The first stroke of midnight, she heard the sound of a clock. Even though she had a wonderful time at the ball, she had enjoyed at the ball, all of a sudden she heard the sound of a clock, the first stroke of midnight. Remembering what the fairy had said, she quickly said goodbye to the prince and ran down the stairs. And she suddenly remembered what the fairy had said. Once the clock strikes 12, all that magic spell would end and she would be turning back into rags. So she remembered those words. She quickly said goodbye to the prince and ran down the stairs. As she ran, she lost one of her slippers. As she was running down the stairs, one slipper got separated from her leg, but she had no time to stop and pick it up. And she continued to run because there was no time to stop there and pick the shoe up. If the last stroke of midnight were to sound, oh, what a disaster that would be. She was thinking, if at all the last stroke of midnight were to sound, if the clock had struck the last time, oh, what a disaster that would be. All people would laugh at me because I would be turning back into rags. She fled from the place and vanished into the night. Fled means ran away. She fled from the place and vanished, disappeared. Vanished means disappeared. She fled from the place and vanished into the night. The prince, who was now madly in love with her, picked up her slipper and said to his ministers, "Go and search everywhere for the girl whose foot fits this slipper. I will never be content until I find her." Now the prince, who was now madly in love with her, the prince was now madly in love with the girl Cinderella, picked up her slipper, which she could not pick up, and said to his ministers, he gave that slipper to his ministers and told them like this. What did he tell them? Go and search everywhere for the girl whose foot fits this slipper. Go and search everywhere and ask every girl to wear this slipper. And whichever foot fits this slipper, bring that girl to me. And I will never be content until I find her. Content means satisfied. I never will be satisfied till I find that girl. So the ministers tried the slipper on the foot of all the girls in the kingdom, but it didn't fit any of them. The ministers went in search of the girl. Every girl that they found, they tried to fit that slipper there on the foot of the girl, but it didn't fit any of them. Finally, they came to Cinderella's house. The two stepsisters struggled in vain to fit their big feet into the little slipper. Then one of the ministers noticed Cinderella and asked her to try it on. The slipper fit perfectly. So the ministers tried the slipper on the foot of all the girls in the kingdom, but it didn't fit any of them. Finally, they came to Cinderella's house. And the two stepsisters tried in vain. In vain means wastefully. Struggled in vain, struggled uselessly to fit their big feet into the little slipper. The slipper was fit for only Cinderella. So these two stepsisters' feet could not be fit into the slipper. Then one of the ministers noticed Cinderella and asked her to try it on. Then one of the ministers noticed that little girl. Hey, Cinderella, hey girl, come here. You try this slipper. And that slipper fit perfectly. At that very moment, the fairy appeared and raised her magic wand. Exactly at that moment, the fairy which sent her to the ball the previous night appeared again and raised her magic wand like this. In a flash, in a second, Cinderella's rags were transformed into a splendid dress. Her old, worn, torn out clothes converted into splendid, wonderful dress. Her stepmother and stepsisters gaped at her in amazement, and the ministers said, Gape means what? Look at something with like this, with mouths wide open. Her stepmother and stepsisters were so shocked that they gaped at her in amazement, in great wonder. Amazement means great wonder. And the minister said like this, "Come with us, fair maiden. The prince awaits to present you with an engagement ring." "O fair maiden, O girl, come with us now. The prince is waiting for you to present you with an engagement ring." Means the prince wanted to marry you and is ready with his engagement ring. Come with us. So Cinderella joyfully went with them to the palace and lived happily ever after with her prince. So Cinderella joyfully went with them to the palace and lived happily ever after with her prince. And as for the cat, he just said meow. Means cheer up, my dear Cinderella. Now you are a princess. You have married a prince. So you have become a princess. This is a story of Cinderella. Children, we will be discussing the exercises and the question and answers in the next class.